Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Allen. I'm an integrative lifestyle coach. I get to work with people just like you who are ready, willing, and able to make changes mentally, physically, or spiritually. I believe it's my life passion, my life purpose, knowing what I've come through, grown through, and how to share and express, convey that creative process for those who may feeling a little uncertain, no matter what you're walking through, growing through, changing. We cover topics mind, body, spirit. And the last week of the month, we do what's called a Q&A, which is where the opportunity for people just like you to send me a question, and I'm able to address it, answer it, see if I can get you a solution or help steady the wobble, no matter what's going on in your life. And today's question actually comes from a Tucson local, having to do with how to steady, my words, how to trust the process, even when you're going through change. Because the appearance of chaos, the appearance of unsettled times can sometimes really rock us, right? And I always think that's such a great question, such a great curiosity, if you will, because I know for myself, my initial changes, my original changes in my life weren't consciously chosen. I just knew that I wanted things to be more, better, different, right? And so in that seeking of more, better, different, what became really important for me is for me to keep my eye on and trust that process. Because what begins to unfold or unravel is not always the appearance of what I'm seeking. So if I'm seeking peace, sometimes I don't always get peace. I get the awareness of the areas of my life where chaos exists, right? Just like order. Or if I'm seeking greater financial abundance, I can find out and I see very quickly where lack or poverty consciousness exists. Or we always say to people, right, be careful when you pray for patience, because you're going to be given a string of events that will have you or invite you to practice greater patience, right, to deepen that faith, deepen that creative process. And so when we are going through any kind of change, the appearance again of that chaos is what catches our attention more than anything. And a lot of times that's what we want to tamper. That's the thing that we want to tone down and to get to relief quickly. And so there's some things that we inevitably will do, or knowingly or unknowingly, depending upon our habit, depending upon our point of reference, depending upon our spiritual skill set, things that we normally do as humans, and so the things that we can encourage. And so the first thing I'm going to say we can encourage is to remember, right? So when we remember to remember that, oh yeah, I have consciously chosen to make things different or to invite different things into my life, then all of a sudden I become a bigger vessel. I become more available to what newness is dawning in my life. I can remember that I am in control. This is within my locus of control. There are things that are within my locus of control. No matter what the change is looking like at this time, there are things that are within my locus of control, and change is one of them. And to invite or move through the change as gracefully as we possibly can is another thing that's within our locus of control. The second thing I always say is if you can get a mentor, right? If you can get a mentor or have a friend, a family member, a confidant, if you will, that you can share these desires with, these intimate, innermost desires. We call it divine discontent, these divine urges, things that are stirring within you, that are encouraging you to make these changes. Share that with somebody, because as things get uncomfortable, they can say things like, wow, you're having a demonstration. You're manifesting your change. This is actually happening for you. Because again, the thing that we're going to be most attuned to is the things that either we're losing or the level of discomfort that we're walking through. And those are just part of the creative process. Because remember, as things fall away from our life, it creates space for the newness to happen. There has to be a space there. If I can't take the old me to the newness, there has to be a surrender of some kind, which is the letting go. It's that aspect. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes we can see and we know what we need to let go of. Sometimes the things that we need to let go of are the things that sometimes we're not necessarily ready to let go of, but they're definitely, we become willing in the process. I'll just say that, right? So it's a let go or be drug type of consciousness. But it's reminding ourselves that in this creative process, if I have somebody that can attest attest to or support me from a higher point of purview, a spiritual perspective, a higher frequency perspective. They're helping me understand that this is, oh yeah, this is part of the creative process. The other part that I always say is if I can, so I guess it'd be the tip number 3, if I can find a way to get quiet, if I can find a way to meditate or be in nature, do something that allows me to get still. I always say journaling is a great practice for every individual. Everybody should be journaling. I'm gonna say should. I'll even wag my finger. Everybody should be journaling because it's one of those ways that I can brain drain. It's a great practice for me getting the mind calm so that I can begin to hear what is already being whispered to me. Spiritual practice allows me to become more attuned to the divine guidance. Sometimes, yes, I have mentors in my life that can serve as a mirror, or that can reflect back to me what I'm hearing, or allow me to talk through to make sense what I'm hearing. But I absolutely have to fine tune what I'm hearing, and to be quiet and to be calm in these times is the best time, because if I am not calm, that discomfort can launch me back to my past. It can launch me back to retreat to the old rather than propel me forward. Because why? Because I seek, as an individual, as a human, I seek comfort. I seek ease. I seek familiar. I want to feel better quicker. I'm a quick fix junkie, right? So I want to feel better faster. And if I'm in the business of, if I'm busy feeling better faster, I miss all those character building moments. I miss all those opportunities to that the universe creates for me in the change, in that evolution, that re-hone me, reschool me, re-educate me, allow me to unlearn so I can relearn or educate myself at a higher frequency. Those are all a part of this creative process of change. One question, huge answer to say, I must remember to remember, I must be aware of who I'm around, they are supporting my change. I'm able to journal and get quiet so I can be really clear about what I'm hearing. That is where my guidance is going to come in terms of what my next direction is, as well as it will invite new people into my life, people that will support me and continue my education or continue my evolution along the way. Huge proponents. And the other thing is to be gentle, right? So as I'm trusting this process that says I'm engaging in a new way of being, a new pattern, I'm desiring something different than what I have and what I know, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whether it's health and fitness, whatever it is, and I'm willing to remember all those things and I'm willing to be quiet. The most important piece is to be really gentle. People that I mentor say all the time, I hear you say, be gentle. I was taught that decades ago. Be gentle, because I am the harshest critic on myself, right? And when I'm harsh on myself, I tend to be really harsh in the outer world. I become that honker in the car. I become my time, all of a sudden I want things to move faster, again, wanting to get to the end. I'm not really trusting the process. So the ability to be really gentle with myself, it allows me to be really gentle with others. It allows me to have a deeper understanding of compassion and empathy with those around me. And again, to be just, I tend to be better able to move more slowly. I'm gonna say that again. I become better able to move more slowly, because that's that piece that I spoke of just a moment ago of trusting the process. I begin to trust the process. I begin to trust that there is an end in mind. It may not be exactly the way I'm perceiving it, but guess what? I'll miss it if I'm not paying attention, if I am rushing, if I am not being gentle, if I'm not listening, if I'm not doing all those wonderful things. I don't learn to trust change. And as a spiritual being, that's all we're here to do, is to change, and then change, and then change again. The universe is always changing. It's a ever expanding universe, which means I, as a human being, must become accustomed to change. That is what I am most adaptable to do. That is what differs or allows me to be different from my dog, from a rock, from whatever. I am able to recreate myself in a moment, actually really within a thought. So great question, and if you have a question or you'd like some information or anything that I can do to support you, feel free to either fill out a contact me form on my website, which is personalalchemy.coach. You can always send me a text message. You can message me on Facebook, whatever works for you. I am pretty much available 7/24, especially if you're going through something really difficult. Just know that I'm a phone call or a text away, and just put, urgent. Put something that will catch my attention, and I'll make sure I get back to you within 24 hours or sooner if I can. I appreciate you following me, liking me, subscribe me, follow, however it works for you. Just find me. I'm glad I found you today. Peace out. My name again is Rachel Allen, and I'm blessed to be doing what I love to do. Have a great day.